Hey everyone, and welcome to the New Vision podcast. We are your hosts, Christian.
And Jordan.
Yes, and this is episode. Are we at 19 or 20 now? I keep
We
losing
are
track.
on 19. I checked, and we are on 19.
Are you okay? All right, we're on 19. Okay, cool. So we're on episode 19, and we have, a vast array of different things to talk about. This is we are recording this on the 29th. So we're done. We've had the inauguration, as we talked about last time. We had all that stuff. We're done. We should hopefully, as long as nothing crazy happens anytime soon, we should be done talking about politics.
Hopefully,
I hope
yes.
so. I hope so.
If not, then hello, New Zealand.
Whatever comes up, we will, we'll mention. But so some things did happen this week where just a few days ago, we actually had the as many of you I'm sure do know, I'm a huge fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, and we actually now have Roger Craig Smith, the person who voiced Sonic from 2010 until now 2020. I guess his contract was up and they didn't renew it. And he is now leaving Sonic. We don't know who's voicing him next. We don't know, but there's a lot of talk about what the games are going to be for this year, because 2021 is the 30th anniversary of the Blue Blur. So there's a lot of talk about what all that could look like and everything. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens and everything. So yeah, I mean, personally, I'm looking forward to it. Basically, they're trying to work on kind of making Sonic like a multimedia brand, because he's already got the IDW comics. He's got the games, obviously, and they had the movie that came out last year, and they're going to be doing a sequel next year. We're thinking it's going to be released now. And all we know about the sequel movie is that it's going to include Tails and Knuckles, as well as some kid, I think, that's going to interact with the other human characters or something. I don't know. Personally, I don't want the human characters to play a big part, but we'll see what happens,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as that goes. And now, actually, speaking of kind of things in that realm and movies being made, and because they are making a new. I mentioned before that they're working on a Netflix Sonic series as well. You were telling me about a series that is being made that you're very excited about. If you would please tell the lovely people.
So, I don't know if you... Well, I don't know if you were in middle school. No, so back in my day... No, so back in the day when... all the 20-year-olds were in middle school and even elementary school, there was a author, Rick Riordan, however you pronounce his last name. He made obviously possibly the most famous books that he's written, the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, 5 books.
Well, I would say Harry Potter was definitely more successful.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Rick Riordan with Percy Jackson was very, very good as well, obviously.
And as y'all know, they tried to do the movies, and they did. They made the first movie, which out of 1 to 10, I'd give it a solid 4.
You'd give it a 4? It was that bad?
It was fine for a little bit throughout the movie, but other than that, it was just kind of boring.
Okay, so this is what I was trying to figure out. The book came out in 2005. The book series started in 2005. The movie came out in 2010, so only 5 years later.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember watching the movie. I was watching the movie and reading the book at the same time. Well, I mean, I started reading it before I saw the movie, and then I finished it after I watched the movie. It was fine. I didn't think it was great. I thought there were a lot of differences. The ending difference was completely different in the book and the movie.
Oh yeah, no, it was I was like, what?
Yeah, I didn't understand much of. I, in my opinion, the movie wasn't really clear about what was happening. Another really interesting thing, and I remember people would not overreact about it, but people made comments on how in the books it's actually stated that I can't remember the lead female's name. I can't remember her character.
Annabeth Chase.
Annabeth, okay. That she's blonde. I believe she's blonde and has
She
blue
is.
eyes. And yet in the movie they got a brunette to play her.
Yeah.
And I know people
Yeah.
were like,
Totally different. In the book, she had like a deep California tan with
Did she?
curly blonde hair and blue eyes. And now freaking Alexandra Daddario, like you said, is brunette. And so that the main thing was they weren't age. The age difference was.
from what I can see from the illustrations of Annabeth in the in the book and everything, it looks like she had more of a medium complexion, not like a tan. She had a light complexion. She was very much a white girl. Now, and I do remember this because people said this was a good thing, a positive thing. They got a different actress to play her in, or was it just that they dyed her hair? I can't tell which. But anyway, she was blonde in the Sea of Monsters movie. She was brunette in.
Yeah.
Did you see the Sea of Monsters movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I did too. Personally, now I might be in the minority. I also might just be completely remembering it wrong. I feel like I remember the movie was better. Okay, yeah, it was two different actresses in those movies. But personally, I remember Sea of Monsters being better than The Lightning Thief as far as the movies went.
Oh yeah, cause yeah. So they made the movies. Obviously, Lightning Thief.
Yeah.
Sea of Monsters, I'd give that a solid 5.
Mm-hmm.
A little step up from the first movie, and then it just totally bumped. No one liked it. It got terrible
Wait,
views.
the third one?
No, the second one.
Oh, okay.
It was
Wait, no. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I remember Sea of Monsters being better than The Lightning Thief.
Yeah.
That was the second one.
Yeah.
Then you said did you say the second or the third one bombed?
The second.
But you just said
Both of them bombed.
well, yeah, okay. I'll have to
Basically, the whole franchise bombed.
Yeah.
Again. And then they stopped making movies.
Well, it was weird too because the Lightning Thief had come out in 2010, and yet the movie and the Sea of Monsters movie came out in 2013 or something, 2013, 14, 15, something like that. It was a while after the first. I didn't, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, they made another,
But yeah, I watched both of those.
2013. Okay, so still.
And they were very low on the totem pole. But I saw this a couple of weeks ago, actually through YouTube. There was this video. It was 10 seconds long, I think, or 5 seconds long.
Right.
Anyways, there's a video of definitely the author Rick Riordan.
Mm-hmm.
I think his publisher or someone that was doing the books with them, a lady. They both were sitting, and in the background was a background of the Camp Half-Blood, and they basically said, "Hey, we have a special announcement for you. We are in the works for making a live-action Percy Jackson series to Disney Plus," and then it ended right then and there.
It's gonna be on Disney Plus, huh?
And everyone raved about when Disney Plus first came out. Everyone was going on there and all that kind of stuff. I didn't really got into that, but when this live action series does come,
then you'll get Disney Plus.
Then I will get.
Yeah,
Disney
I would too
Plus.
at that rate because I don't care for. I don't know. I don't care for Disney just in general.
Yeah.
I like the Marvel superhero stuff they put out, and I I like some things from Disney, but like especially as a brand, I don't like as a company. Disney's pretty evil, to be honest. But that's the
Oh gosh, dang it, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but sorry, I don't remember what I was gonna. Oh yeah, no, I think that doing a series is the perfect way to go about adapting a book because everyone always had complained for years about, oh, the book's so much better than the movie. Well, yeah, because the book has a lot more detail and stuff that they have time to go into in the book. They can't. They don't have time for all that in the movie. But if you take it as a series and you do like 12, 20, whatever episodes for a season, and you can do like each season would be like a book,
and that's
and
exactly
each episode
what it's
can be
going
a chapter.
to be.
Right, that's the way it should be. Yeah.
And so a couple days ago, I looked on Facebook and there was an update, and from one of the producers that's in the works of they're actually currently right now like doing like getting the script and all that kind of stuff. But they said it is confirmed like 100% that it's gonna be based into seasons.
Good.
5 seasons, obviously for the 5 books.
For the 5, yeah.
So it's basically going to be
cool.
each book.
Yeah, that's good.
And Rick Riordan himself said he will be, like, literally, like, he will be a part of it just...
Like the whole way through.
The whole way through. He'll be, like the second in command about it. Because he's like... And he even him himself, in another interview, he himself even said that the 2 movies that whoever made them was just an abomination to his books. So yeah, he will be he'll be the second in command doing the live action.
It'd be
series.
cool if after that series is then done, so like 5, 6, whatever years, they would adapt his
Heroes of
Egyptian.
Olympus.
Yeah. Heroes of Olympus, that's what it's called. Yeah. That he would adapt that one.
Yeah, and
as well.
And yeah, so each season is going to be a book.
Oh.
So the first season,
That's
Lightning
good.
Faith. Yeah, exactly. But I was so obsessed with Percy Jackson universe as a kid.
Really?
Man, I remember after I read the whole entire series, the first book up to the 5th book, I asked my mom and dad, I'm like, hey, Mom and Dad, and it was like a month away from my birthday, and I asked them, I'm like, hey, I know what I want for my birthday.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, well, put on your list. I'm like, okay, cool. I put on my list, and I gave them my list. And there was only one thing on my list, and it was the sword replica that Percy had.
So you can actually get one of those?
Like the actual sword.
The pen that turns into a sword, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not like, because that's physical. Well, I don't know if that's...
No, obviously.
But yeah, but like, it's a sword.
But that sword, yeah,
you
okay.
can kill someone.
That's
but,
dope.
But yeah, the same thing, everything. and they're like, what's... Like, the heck is Riptide? That's the name of the sword. I'm like, well, let me explain it to you. And I explained it to them, and I showed them pictures, and they're like, absolutely no. No, you're not bringing a sword in this house.
It's not a real sword, though, right?
It's a sword.
Oh, it's a real sword.
Like, you could kill someone.
That's cool, actually.
Like, real blade, everything.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, an actual sword, real life. And they're like, no, you're not going to bring a sword into this house. You're going to hurt yourself. I'm like, no, please. And they're like, no. You're going to hurt yourself. We don't want you to hurt yourself. You might hurt us. I don't freaking know.
It's like the Christmas Story. When the kid wanted a BB gun. Oh, you can't shoot your eye out. Yeah.
Jeez, but yeah, I was obsessed with the sword, and
what's the sword called again?
It's called Riptide.
Riptide.
Its Greek name is, I'm probably gonna botch it. Anaklamos, something.
Yeah, I remember.
I think it means like crashing wave or something. Riptide.
Well, that would make sense. Riptide, yeah. I remember when I saw read the book, and I only ever read the first one. I didn't read any of the others, but when I read it, it was Yeah, there were a lot of different Greek names that I tried to like figure out if I could pronounce. Don't know how well I did for some of them, but
Cringe.
yeah, like like the big bad that was like in people's heads.
Kronos.
Yeah, Kronos. Yeah. I did do that one right, but yeah, Kronos. Well, because they all have Greek gods that are like in actual Greek mythology. So that's a really interesting thing how they would do that. I'm looking at the sword right now. Oh yeah, you can get it on Amazon. Got 4 stars. There you go.
And at the end of every book, I remember there would be like 2, 3, 4 pages of trivia, so you could quiz yourself, and like every major thing that happened in the book, they had, obviously at the back of the book, they had a couple pages, depicting what the actual scene would look like. Because as you're reading a book, it's like a movie in your head. You're going through it and you're imagining it what you think
Of course.
it would look like.
Right, of course.
And so at the end of every book there would be a map of Camp Half-Blood.
I do remember that. Yep.
There was the Greek names and like all the characters and the Greek gods and goddesses, and like the depictions of what each scene would look like in real life. And what's really exciting is when they made the first 2 movies, like the actors were like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, around
They
there.
weren't 12.
No, of course not.
And
Were they 12 in the book? Oh yeah, they were pretty young, weren't they?
they were 12 in the book,
That's right. Yeah.
or 12, 11,
Well-
13.
Yeah, and I'm two minds about that because, like, on one hand, I get that wanting to keep them accurate to the source material, but on the other hand, generally it's just easier for older people to act better.
Yeah. And what's really cool is that Rick Riordan himself said that he is possibly more than likely going to be like the casting
Director?
Okay. Like not only the producer and everything, but he's also going to be the cast director.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he said that when all these big books get turned into big movies, you want big actors to fill the roles. He said, I'm going to be looking for actors that aren't big at all. Like
Good.
they're just starting. Like they've done like TV shows, like a little short movie or so. He said that I'm definitely going to go for the actors,
Well,
actresses who aren't well known yet, who aren't big.
I don't know if movies. I think maybe I don't know if movies actually, because okay, when you see like the initial the Percy Jackson movies, those guys weren't big. Apologize for the dogs barking, by the way. But anyway, they weren't big, and neither were in like Harry Potter. Like not those kids weren't known before Harry Potter. Same thing even went for a lot of superhero movies like Spider-Man and stuff. Now with Batman, you get like Christian Bale, and even in the other Batman, in the like older Batman movies, you had like Michael Keaton and stuff. Yeah, these people were like, but generally speaking, I don't think.
Well, okay, well
For animated stuff, a lot of like Disney and stuff definitely goes for these big names,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't normally when it comes to adapting movies and stuff, they're not really necessarily looking for a big. It seems to me like they're looking for someone that like has work under their belt. They're not just starting.
or like not
But they're-
just start. Like this is gonna be your very first thing.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah, of course.
Obviously, you gotta have some experience, but like let's say to fill the role of Hercules, The Rock.
Yeah.
That's a big guy, and instead of him to fill the role of Hercules could be I don't know, what's a lesser known actor? So someone that's not as big.
Exactly. But someone who's still like
Has a
ripped
little
and can
bit.
play the part.
Well, yeah, but still, have not, like I just said, like, this is gonna be your first ever thing you're ever like. This is your first big thing. Like, no, you gotta have some experience under your belt.
Well, back in the '80s, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a bodybuilder way before he ever did acting. So people get into things like like that sometimes too.
But yeah, and the reason for him saying, I'm going to look for young actors and actresses that are at least 12, 13 years old is because in the books,
that
they
makes sense.
age up with each year at the camp.
Oh, like in Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
that
So
makes
that's
sense.
what they're going to do, or that's what he's going to do. So
See,
when each season comes out,
yeah. Now, my thought process on it is that when it came to here's the thing. When this is good because like what Rick's doing with this series is he's really making it kind of like a passion project, which is good. The reason a lot of these things fail, like the original Percy Jackson movies, is because I think they're more or less done as like a cash grab. So they're not caring about like, oh well, let's stay true to the source material, let's do this, let's do that. They're just like, hey, this is a big series right now. Let's make that into a movie. People will come see it. People will pay money for it, and they don't really care about the rest. Like that's generally the way those kind of things go. But if Rick, like with Rick being behind this and everything, that's really good. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's dedicated to, filling each individual season with like not every single little detail, but for the most part, a lot of the books. Are going into the seasons.
That's good. No, that's very good. Yeah, so, I mean, just structure it the same way that like Avatar did. Each book is a chapter, and then each book is a season, and then each chapter is an episode.
Yeah, man, it's cool, and I like I said, when that comes out on Disney Plus. The only reason why I will get Disney Plus
is for that.
I get it. When those 5 seasons, because there's 5 books, Rick said there's definitely going to be 5 seasons.
Yeah, as it should be.
So when 5 seasons ends, the 5 seasons end.
Yes.
And they go, which I'm 100% positive that this whole new reboot thing is going to be pretty famous. Like it's going to be the most watched thing.
It's going to get like Stranger Things level kind
exactly. Then they're going to upgrade to the Heroes of Olympus.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. And then once all of the Percy Jackson stuff is finished on Disney Plus, then I will delete Disney Plus. Disney Plus.
You're not gonna just like cancel your subscription every time a season's over. You're gonna pay for it for 5 years, even though you're only using it like once a month.
Exactly.
Not even once a month.
No. But no. I'm definitely going to see it. That's for sure.
All right.
So. Yeah, man. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I'm happy for you.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
When is it? Do they know when it's going to be airing?
I think sometime at the end of this year.
This year?
I think
they haven't even done casting yet, and I don't think it's going to be this year.
Maybe next year.
Probably
summer of next year.
If they haven't even done casting yet, yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm only gonna get Disney Plus when that stuff happens and after it's all done. Normally, TV shows and movies are filmed like about a year before they're actually released. It's normally not a full year, but it's like 6 to 10 months, something like that. That's good though, man. That'll be dope. I would love to see the rest of the series too, because after Lightning Thief and Sea of Monsters movies, I just didn't care anymore. Okay. So I found this. The author broke the news in the video alongside his wife.
Oh, his wife. Oh, cool.
So that was his wife.
Now, I did want to ask, because you said that they were they in front of the set of like Camp Half-Blood? Is that what it was? Was that the set for the show?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good. Then they already have some set design down, so that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
Oh yeah, man. Bro, I'm excited.
That's dope. I'm happy for you. That's cool.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll have some good things coming with 2 things that we're both very nerdy about. You're getting that, and I'm pretty sure I have not high hopes, but I'm optimistic for the future of the Sonic franchise. The previous writers have left, and I think they're gonna finally stop going in this ridiculous meta tone and are gonna start trying to tell like actual stories and have character development and stuff. Which I know sounds really weird for like a video game series about a blue hedgehog that collects rings and beats up a fat ass scientist, but there's a lot to the franchise that makes fans like myself really love it, and we're missing a lot of that. A lot of like character and stuff that it's good.
Yeah, and so this is not really a quote from him, but it kind of comes from him.
Yeah.
If all goes swimmingly and Disney approves of the preliminary round of scripts,
Got it.
we could potentially see the first episodes streaming sometime in 2022.
Now that's something I wanted to ask. Okay, 2020. Yeah, that makes sense. But now that's something I wanted to ask. Is it going to be where they like release the whole like a whole season at once, or are they going to try to like kind of scatter it out more? Because what people have been finding with Netflix, Hulu, just all these different things is people, especially people who get like a free subscription. They'll do like the subscription for like the first 30 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Binge an entire series.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're not even paying for anything.
Yeah, that's...
So people will do that too. Which I mean, hey, if you can take advantage of that, fucking do it.
Well, like,
but,
yeah.
so they're trying to like stagnate different shows, and I think that's a better way to do it too, because if you do like an episode every week or something, you're keeping it in the public conscious.
Exactly.
You're having a new people can look forward to the next episode.
Exactly, not just
and can talk
going
about
through the whole thing in like
yeah.
5 hours. Like,
I think weekly releases are a great way.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the best way to handle any TV show. I think anything less, like if it was every other week or monthly releases, I think that's too infrequent. But I think weekly releases is a very good thing.
And then it goes on to say Rick Riordan himself appeared to confirm this timeline in a message to fans about the production process. Quote, "So it takes me 6 to 12 months just to write a novel all by myself.
Okay.
Making a TV show is infinitely more complicated,
Yeah.
especially with unknown factors like the pandemic.
Yeah.
We are still in the earliest stages of writing, which will take months. Most optimistic guess 2 years, maybe.
To write it or to do the whole thing?
I think to do the whole thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think.
No, yeah, that's a good production time. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. 2 years. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I mean, it'd be dope. Like I said, I only know of Percy Jackson from, the 2 movies that I saw, and I did read the first book. But other than that, I don't really know anything about. It's always been an interesting concept. I will say, it is one of those things where, I mean, it's not that I wasn't allowed to watch it, but my dad had like misgivings where he was like, it's about the Greek gods, and I'm like, yeah, but it's fiction, like it's okay,
Yeah, it's
like,
not real.
like I know it's not, yeah, but yeah, luckily by that point when like Percy Jackson, the book and the movies and all that, I was old enough to be like, yeah, but I don't like, it's okay, it wasn't,
No, it's not like spectacular, but yeah, and again, I was so obsessed with it as a little kid, and I even took a quiz of who your Greek god and goddess would be.
Okay.
And I got Poseidon.
Did you?
I did. And because all the water powers, man, you can breathe underwater.
You know what?
All these things, man.
We've done this with superheroes. Like, what kind of superpowers you'd want? Whose like god powers, would you want to inherit if you could?
Probably Poseidon's.
Poseidon's?
Probably. I mean, we live in a state surrounded by water.
I'm aware. Yeah, we do.
Like, what better place to have quote unquote powers that are
Yeah.
water based.
Yeah.
Like, man, you can breathe underwater. You can make other people breathe underwater. You can talk to sea creatures and horses.
Wait, can he?
Yeah.
He's like Aquaman.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a cooler Aquaman.
Yeah, his Pegasus, Blackjack, all jet black horse.
Well, Pegasus. Yeah, I was gonna say Pegasus is a horse. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he can telepathically communicate.
Yeah.
With the horse.
Well, I mean, Pegasus is a mythological horse, but still, yeah.
And he can.
You can talk to animals in general, not just sea creatures.
Well, he can talk to sea creatures and horses because horses are. So the lore is Poseidon created horses. From sea bubbles.
That's like a Greek myth thing, or is that just in Percy Jackson?
I think it's just a Greek myth
Okay.
thing. But I definitely remember that
Interesting.
Because they went on the description of like how the world was created by the gods.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Poseidon created horses out of
Water.
like sea foam, water, sea bubbles.
Okay,
that kind of stuff.
sure.
So he could telepathically communicate with horses, all sea creatures, every sea creature you can imagine, communicate. He can shoot high pressure blasts of water.
Yeah.
He can heal himself with water. He can like form hands.
See, I don't
with
know.
the water. It's cool.
I don't know all the I don't know much about Greek mythology. I mean, I know like a little bit, but I don't know enough to know what all the gods' different abilities are.
I had a class in middle school on Greek mythology.
Okay.
Like
That's
Roman
cool.
Greek mythology.
Yeah, Roman and Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. That's cool because I wonder I think I'd have to go with Zeus
Okay.
because I like lightning. Yes, I like lightning powers,
Okay,
so I'd
alright.
probably have to go with that. Plus, I mean, he's like the god of
Yeah,
everything.
he's a
so.
pretentious douche.
He is. He's completely an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's like 70% of the reason why everything is a problem in Greek mythology. It's either Zeus or I guess I could say I don't know what her powers would be though, but I guess it'd be pretty cool to have Athena as my goddess mother.
You would be skilled in combat,
Okay.
and you are you're a master strategist. You are really good on the battlefield, combat wise, and you give out wisdom.
What are you charismatic and stuff too? Because I mean, Athena's the goddess of beauty and fertility and sex and everything. How does that?
Wait, who?
Athena? No, not
that's
Aphrodite. I'm sorry.
That's
what
a
I
whole
was
different
thinking.
story.
No,
there.
Athena's cool because is that what
Annabeth.
Annabeth, is that what she comes from?
Yeah, that is
Okay,
from
yeah.
her mother.
I'm sorry, I meant Aphrodite. No, Athena, that's pretty dope. Those are some cool powers,
You're
abilities.
good on combat. You're a master strategic guy, and you are full of wisdom.
I can't do strategy to save my life, so that doesn't suit me. But so what would Aphrodite's abilities? Because there's only so many that I know. So many Greek characters I know.
And it's really cool because in the Heroes of Olympus, they actually go into a quote unquote what are each demigod's powers.
Interesting. Okay.
And apparently.
Wait. What is Heroes of Olympus?
Heroes of Olympus is a sequel it's a sequel to Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Wait, is that the Egyptian mythology one?
No, it's the Roman.
There's a Roman one too?
Yep.
Wait, so there's
so
there's Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which is about Greek mythology.
That's just Greek.
Right. There's what do you call it? Heroes of Olympus, which is about
Percy Jackson and the Heroes of Olympus.
Oh, so it's still about Percy and the gang. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Well
then, okay, and then what's the Egyptian one?
The Kane Chronicles.
The Kane. Okay, so then that's what I meant with the series. They should, after then doing the 5 books of Percy, they should then do
the
Heroes of Olympus, and then they should do depending on which I guess came first, and then they should do the Kane Chronicles.
And then There is a Norse mythology one.
That's so he's digging into like all different mythologies for this. That's cool, and they're always like different characters, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope. I like that.
Like the Norse mythology, Magnus Chase. That's like the Percy Jackson of that book series.
What's their name?
Magnus Chase.
Okay.
He's a homeless boy on the streets of Brooklyn.
Okay.
And he finds out his dad is Balder, the god of light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get to that in a moment. That's really cool about how that dude. If this show takes off and does well, they could have a fucking gold mine. They could have a whole series based on all the book series.
Yo, that would be tight.
That'd be so rad, man. That'd be dope.
Be really tight.
I do personally. I think like TV kind of cinematic universes.
Oh yeah.
Would be better than I always kind of preferred like television to movies anyway, because like you can go so much more in depth with television, and the show lasts longer, and there's more to go through. Like I don't know, I just always prefer.
Yeah, like with a movie, it's like
it's
an
like
hour,
2 hours,
long.
yeah, 2.5 hours at most, and then it's over, and it's like okay, but like.
And then with a show that can go on for years.
Well, I mean, you can say like, oh well, the show's only like 30 minutes or whatever for like one episode. Yeah, but a whole season is like way over.
Oh yeah.
Know? And like so.
Yeah.
But,
so.
I'm sorry, but I do want. So what powers do you get from Aphrodite?
Okay, so Aphrodite.
I'm gonna have to do some quiz or something to find out later.
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah, no, it's great. But the quote unquote powers of children of Aphrodite. Here's my nerd coming out.
Sounds like a cult.
I know, right? You can seduce.
Right.
The opposite gender, or just anyone. Yeah, you can just basically you can seduce them to a point to where you can control them.
Okay, so basically it's like you basically have like mind control powers.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
so abusive. That's abusement.
Oh my god, that's such
terrible.
Like a creepy thing. It's one of those, like, I don't know, man, people that are like, oh, I'd like to control minds, or I'd like to read minds, or whatever. To me, that's always just like...
But then you know the deepest part of the...
Well, actually, it's funny you say that, because Charles Xavier, from X-Men, he reads minds. And he actually said something where reading people's minds, getting to, like, actually really see other people's perspectives and stuff, helped him become more empathetic and helped him become, like, understand people's... So, I mean, I guess I guess even with a mind-reading power, any power you had... Or
it all depends on how you use it.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess even if you had a power like that, oh, man, I don't know. I'd have to, like, learn more about the character. My go-to is Zeus because of lightning. Yeah. But I wouldn't want that asshole as a father either.
You'd have some pretty sick powers, quote-unquote powers. But yeah, so Aphrodite, you can seduce anyone to the point to where you can control them.
Yeah, that part is kind of creepy to me.
Which is really...
I don't like that part.
No. But,
like, seduction and charm, that's one thing, but just control... I don't know about that.
Yeah. And so... Maybe. So, Percy Jackson and the Olympians are when he is... he's 13. Because when you turn 13, if your parent is a god or goddess, you get known.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that happened with Percy.
And so, like...
That's why they're 13, because that's when Wait, so what, did you have to be like 16 to get known in the movie? Was that what it was?
I guess so. Yeah, that was the movie's adaptation of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so... and obviously in the first book, he's 13. He gets known as the one. He's the only son of Poseidon. And so he's basically a celebrity at camp. Well, not at first. Everyone hates him because he's you're the son of Poseidon. You think you're all that in a bag of chips, blah blah blah. But throughout, he decides to go on these quests to save the Greek world and all that kind of stuff. And he slowly but surely gets to be really famous, like Harry Potter was. Yeah. at
Of
Hogwarts.
course, I mean, yeah, of course it was going to be that kind of story. That's
And yeah, and so
obvious.
at the end of the 5th book, you know, they defeat Kronos, they kill him, all that. There's this massive New York City style war,
Sure.
and they win.
Well, like in Avengers?
Basically. Yeah, and so like a lot of people died,
Damn.
really big casualties, all these things, and then at the end, everything kind of dies down, and everything goes back to quote unquote normal.
I just realized, are you spoiling the entire series of Percy Jackson?
The books, yeah.
Well, the show's going to be like the books. If we're talking about the show and trying to get people to watch the show...
Oh, okay, so let me backtrack. If you haven't read... listen, listen, if you haven't read Percy Jackson,
oh, no.
like, you're way far back in the past.
Well,
like, every kid...
Yeah. But not...
every kid.
Okay, first of all, I didn't. But also, what about...
Spoilers.
But... Jesus. But also... what about people that are like, 13, 14 or whatever now, and they never read the books? What about them?
Well, you'll get to see the movies. Or they can read the books. Because I've actually been to a library in the past couple days.
Yeah, I'm sure that...
and they still have those books.
I'm sure they
brand
do.
Spanking new. Like, they've never been unpackaged. Like, they're brand new. They still have that fresh book smell. It's great.
You know what a really weird, book series I got into when I was a kid was? It was called Warriors. And
with the cats?
Yep. It was
I was into that, not into it, but I was like, oh, this is...
I don't know why. I
mythical.
liked it a lot. And I remember one of the cats died in the 4th or 5th book, because I actually read the series for a bit.
Me too.
And one of the cats died, and I cried, because he gave this moving speech at the end where he's like, go on, be who you are, take care of the tribe or whatever it was. All these different
Firestar,
yeah. He's talking to Firestar, and which, by the way, Starfire, kind of Firestar, Fire. Anyway, but even still. Yeah, it was this gray cat or gray something. He was dying. I was like, oh, the poor guy. I was what, 10 or 11, but still, it was.
Tiger Claw though.
I don't remember which one Tiger Claw. I wonder how many people are going to be listening to this. You know what the funny thing is? We're going to have a mix of people. We're going to have it's going to be split down the half. There's going to be people that are like, the fuck are they talking about? And there's going to be people like, yes, finally people are talking about this.
I'm not the only one.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no in
between.
Tiger Star, the most sadistic.
Oh, that was the one that would play with his prey instead of before killing them and stuff.
He was Scar from Lion King, and the Shere Khan from Jungle Book.
Yeah. I remember.
Steroids, massive steroids. He'll just kill for fun. Hey, what are you doing today? Oh, I don't know. Hey, I'm gonna kill you right now. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna claw out your throat. That kind of crap.
The author was Aaron Hunter.
Aaron Hunter, yep. Aaron Hunter.
Yeah, I read most of them actually. It was when new cats it wasn't about Firestar anymore. That's when I stopped watching. That's when I stopped reading, when it was his Descendants or something. But yeah, man.
I used to know that prophecy by heart too.
I can't believe we're talking about fucking New Warriors. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's so amazing. Man. Wow. But I will tell you the only other book series, and listen, it might sound like when I talk about this, I've never liked reading. But I will tell you another series that I did actually quite like, and I only read the first 2 books, because the third one wasn't out yet, and by the time it finally was out, I just didn't care anymore. But it was called Wereling. And it was
never heard of it.
It was about a werewolf, but it was kind of like how Percy Jackson and Harry Potter and all this stuff are, where it's this magical world where they're all the vampires and werewolves and all these different characters that kind of live together. And there was this character named Trey Laporte. he was the main character.
Yeah.
And, his whole thing is he realizes he's waking up in the middle of the night and his room is a mess and he feels like he strange and all this stuff, and eventually he realized his uncle, who goes by Lucian, Lucian, in the series, is a vampire, and he basically trains him to be able to control his werewolf abilities and all this stuff, and he has this, and there's this love interest with, because it's not just like not actually, it's a family friend, and there's this love interest with his daughter and Trey and all that.
Okay.
It was a good series. What I saw was what I read, it was the first one and the second one, and the third one he actually got invited to and decided to go visit his actual uncle, who is a werewolf and has like this tribe of werewolves, but they're all like they've like really given into like the animalistic side of them. Exactly, yeah.
Gosh.
They're not like how Trey's trying to be, how these guys are trying to like control their how these other guys are trying to like control their abilities and stuff. It was crazy. And then, oh my god, I'm just remembering all these like books that I
having flashbacks.
There was this, I cannot remember for the life, and if anyone's listening and you know what this one's called, feel free to tell me. I cannot remember for the life of me what this one was called. But it was about this kid. His name was like Scott Krapp or something, spelled Krapp, or Carp, maybe it was.
Carp,
something.
Scott Carp.
And he had this whole thing where like he was on the spectrum. He was like autistic. They talked about how he had like a bigger, or maybe I just pictured him having a bigger head. I can't remember which. But he had this thing where like I remember. Oh man, I don't even remember. I remember like the second book I think was about finding like King Solomon's ring, like King Solomon from the Bible, and how that like if you had that ring, you had like all the wisdom in the world, and all I cannot remember what it was for the life of me, but I liked it from what I say all the time about how I don't like reading. I don't in general, but the books that I have found that I liked, I did like them quite a bit.
Yeah.
I just, but okay, so I should probably clarify. The reason I don't like reading and why I say I don't like reading is the same reason I don't like anime, which is just when it's a pace breaker, when they're taking 5 pages to describe something going on. I'm like, I don't care. Just get to the next thing, get to the point. Like, that's what I have a problem with, just like anime. However, just like with anime, how, we both really like My Hero Academia.
Of course. If y'all don't already know yet.
Third episode, we're talking a little bit about it. But that was something I wanted to bring up too, but I'll get to that in a moment. That's an anime that I do actually like because the pacing is fine. But that reminds me, because I wanted to bring up Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, My Hero Academia, Naruto. They all have a very similar thing where you have like the character who, is destined for great things and he wants to accomplish these amazing feats, but he's kind of like looked down on by the rest of the class, and the series is them like moving up through the ranks and getting better and better and surpassing people's expectations and all that. Like, these are common tropes for that kind of.
It's what to expect.
Yeah. And My Hero Academia and Naruto have, I think, a ton of similarities, but I know you're not as familiar with it, so I point it out every time I can when we
yeah, and so, give it a little spoiler.
Oh god, about what?
About Percy Jackson. Or, sorry, about the Heroes of Olympus. Because you've never read those, right?
No, I didn't even know they existed until like 10 minutes ago when you mentioned it.
There you go. but obviously you've read the Percy Jackson book, like the first
one.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I said I read the first one and saw the 2 movies.
Okay, so after everything goes back to the way it was, Percy and Annabeth make out, they kiss underwater in a bubble.
Hell yeah, good for them.
And they're a thing. And so Heroes of Olympus. So he was 16. It's 2 years later. So
he's 18.
He's 18. He wakes up in the middle of a storm in a field with these wolves surrounding him.
Oh shit.
It goes into It's really cool. The Heroes of Olympus delve into more
Greek mythology.
Greek and
Okay.
Roman mythology.
Okay, cool.
And he has serious amnesia. Like, he can't remember who he is. He can't remember anything. But the one thing he can remember, I think you'll appreciate this,
Oh, God.
I think, is Annabeth.
Okay.
The one thing. He doesn't know his name. One thing he knows or remembers is Annabeth. I have to get to Annabeth.
Okay, that
So
makes sense.
so he does like a little mini cross-country thing.
Did this happen like right after they got together too? Or right after they kissed and everything?
3 months later.
Oh, 3 months. Oh,
Yeah.
so they were like dating and everything.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, like, this happens in Gotham as well,
Mm-hmm.
where as soon as not Joker technically, as soon as Jerome wakes up after dying, he wants to kill Bruce Wayne because it's what he was about to do before he died. So that. I don't know if that happens. I mean, obviously, I don't know if that happens in real life because people don't die and come back to life. But that's a relatively common, at least, story trope where a character will need to do, even if they like lost their memory, they'll need to do like the last thing they thought they were gonna do, the last thing they remembered. So that makes sense, yeah.
And so here's Olympus, like I said, delves really deeply into more Greek and Roman mythology. Now it's the Roman mythology turn to come to play. And so I think that's the first chapter or so, and then it completely switches. These new characters are introduced, 3 of them, and they're from, this new character, Jason, is introduced. There is a Roman camp
Cool.
in California, so
Nice.
but yeah, it's really cool. The ending of the last book, Blood of Olympus, not really my favorite, but it's cool. You would have to really like kind of go like.
I want to see the series. I really do. Like the more you talk
yeah.
about it, the more I want to.
Like,
I do want to actually.
and it is. It's too many spoilers. Yeah. So no, it's great, and at the end it more so has a Avengers Assemble versus the Big Bad.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Gods and their children. Kick ass.
That's dope.
Exactly.
Pretty rad.
So, really cool. Really cool. And, yeah. Yeah. I really want to give spoilers, but I'm like,
No, I get it.
I'm
I
like,
get
nah. But yeah, the main character, well, not. So there's a prophecy. There's a new prophecy. As 7 demigods
Okay.
have to defeat or just kill this earth goddess named Gaia.
Gaia.
Yes. Or
Okay.
Gaia?
No, that's Gaia.
Gaia.
Yeah.
And 7 half-blood shall answer the call to world or to storm or fire. The world must call something oath, final breath, and foes bear arms to the doors of death. Something along that line. And one of the main characters, Jason, he is the son of Zeus. But in his case, the son of Jupiter. Because the Greek names for the gods...
Oh, because you're talking about Roman. Oh, so they like connect with each other and overlap. That's so cool.
And
all right,
it's,
that's
it's
pretty.
so cool. They bring in...
So is it like Venus and the Poseidon?
Poseidon is Neptune.
Neptune. Okay, that's.
It's cool because they really bring it into real world events.
I like that. That's really cool.
Like the first, like in real life, in real world history, the first Civil War. For them, it was demigods versus. Or it was the Greek demigods versus the Roman demigods.
Okay.
That was the first
Wow.
great Civil War. And it's cool. And like they even said like Abraham Lincoln was a demigod.
Oh no, I think it's GAEA.
Yeah. GA.
The Blood of Olympus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked.
Yeah, in one of the books I remember them saying like Abraham Lincoln was a demigod. He was the demigod of he was one of the sons of I think Ares, the god of war, or something like that, or half son, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, no, it's so cool. They bring in actual real life world events and kind of wrap it up with Roman and Greek mythology. It's fantastic. It is fantastic.
Really cool.
It is. Oh, so excited. Like, yo, Rick Riordan, let's get on this, man. Like,
so I do apologize. It is pretty much the same as Gaia.
Gaia.
Gaia, because they both mean land or
land,
earth.
yep.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, Gaia's bloodthirsty, man. She's
it looks like Gaia's a female in this.
and
Yeah,
she's a real prick.
Is she?
She's more of a prick than Zeus or Ares, I'll tell you that right now. She literally wants to kill every single person on the planet if it's just her. So.
Why?
Because she hates demigods.
Just because?
And she hates humans too.
She hates
because
everybody.
of pollution and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
So yeah, no, it's really cool how they kind of reel in real world events
Yeah.
into the book and into it's really cool. Like, man,
I like it.
yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, Jason, he's the son of Zeus. He can fly. He can control lightning. He can do all that kind of stuff. And then there's this girl Piper that he thinks he likes, or he thinks he doesn't like her, because Jason has amnesia too. He doesn't know that he's from a Roman camp. So he can do that.
Okay.
And then Piper, that's the girl's name, they eventually get together. She can control minerals in the ground. She is one of the daughters of Hades.
Really?
So
So
she-
the son of Zeus and the daughter of Hades get together?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That's that's interesting.
But yeah, no, she can like control the minerals in the ground. She's basically an earthbender, basically.
Okay.
And then there's Leo.
Wait. If she's the daughter of Hades, doesn't she
Or-
do something with death or
Yeah, so she can control the minerals in the ground, and she can also command the dead.
something? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And create fissures in the ground and all that kind of stuff. And she can sense death.
She can sense. What does that mean? Sense.
Like if someone's about to get
Someone's
stabbed.
die. Oh, she can sense it like a spider sense.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey, by the way, you're about to get stabbed in the face right now.
Okay.
Oh, I told you.
Wow.
And she can sense like if someone died. Like
Just
some,
in general.
yeah, like
So is she like constantly feeling like little pings because someone's dying like every second? Really?
it's a curse, man.
Oh
She
my
even says it's a
God.
curse. And then there's Leo, who is the son of
My guy.
Hephaestus.
Yeah, I know he'd be. I don't know.
But since Hephaestus is like a tool guy, he's like the blacksmith or whatever. Leo's good with tools, and the boy can shoot fire.
Oh, dope.
He's like Todoroki with his fireside.
Yeah.
So, and he creates a gigantic metal dragon.
Where the fuck does the dragon come? Oh, like because he's good with tools. I thought you meant he did it like with fire or something. Like how did?
And like the dragon who he named Happy, and obviously like a Greek way, the dragon is their transportation because they go on these quests too.
Yeah, I get it.
All that kind of stuff.
He's their Appa.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Wow.
it's cool. And then there's Nico and the Percy Jackson and the Olympians. He's also
I forget which one's Nico. I remember.
he's the goth kid. He's the son of
This
Hades.
goth kid. I don't remember that.
You need to study up on your Percy Jackson.
I only remember.
Well, hey, if you go on like characters of Percy Jackson
Yeah,
and Percy
that's what I'm
Jackson
gonna-
and Olympians, it'll have all the characters.
I only remember well, Percy obviously, Grover, and I forgot Annabeth's name, but Annabeth, and Luke, I think his name is.
Luke Castellan.
Yeah, Luke, and wait, isn't he the? son of Zeus?
No, he's the son of Hermes.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I just remember he was the antagonist in the first book.
And he doesn't like his dad.
He doesn't like Hermes? Mm.
And in the Sea Monsters, they meet Hermes.
Yeah, I think I remember.
Hermes was
Blur.
Who's that actor? So he's played by an actor that's like really well known. Yeah, it's some actor.
That plays Hermes?
Yeah. And you expect a skinny guy that's like very athletic.
Nathan Fillion?
I think that's him.
I'm pretty sure he was the dude in Firefly.
I would have to put a face to it.
Yeah, I believe he.
What does he look like?
Yeah, it looks like he played. I think that was him. I don't remember this movie, like, at all.
Is he like in a warehouse?
Yeah, well, it's like a tech facility.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
But,
I don't remember this movie at all.
It's cool, man.
Maybe I spoke too soon when I said that I liked the second one better. I don't remember this. Wait. Oh, yeah. They went to Olympus, didn't they?
Yeah, the first one.
But it was no. In the second one, they actually went like inside and like it was a building with. Never mind. I have no idea. I don't remember this at all. I thought I did. Clearly, I don't. Wow, was it that bad of a movie?
I guess no, it was.
I completely forgot. I remember the first one, and I saw the first one years before I ever saw the second one.
Yeah, the first one is when he goes into Olympus to where the gods are all seated at their thrones.
Oh, that's right.
And then Poseidon shrinks down to his size.
Yeah, that's right. Wow.
Fun fact: the actor who plays Poseidon in the first movie, he is one of the doctors. And for those of you who watch Grey's Anatomy, he's one of the doctors on Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, one time I was watching Grey's Anatomy with a friend, and I'm like, oh shoot, that's the guy who plays freaking Poseidon in Percy Jackson. I'm like, shoot, that's cool. And totally botched Percy's look and Poseidon's look, because Poseidon in the books.
Kevin McKidd.
Yeah.
Was the guy who played Poseidon.
Yeah, because
go on.
Because in the books, man, Poseidon is tan, buff. He's basically a big sailor. He has a lot of crinkles on his face from smiling a lot. He has long black hair, big black beard.
Yeah,
And this one, he's like skinny and blonde.
He looks,
he's skinny and blonde.
He looks more like what was the guy? The 300 guy. The This Is Sparta guy.
Yeah.
He looks a bit more like him.
Yep.
Spartacus, I think.
Was
that his name? Yeah, that must have been his name.
Yeah, Spartacus.
People are gonna be mad. Fucking idiot. Yeah, well.
Yeah, man, it's cool. You really learn a lot about Roman mythology too.
That's dope, man. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's really, really cool. And then, in the middle of the Heroes of Olympus series, the demigods from Camp Half-Blood and the demigods from Camp Jupiter meet up because they're supposed to, so they can complete this quest, this world quest that all 7 of them are going on. Percy and Jason don't like each other at all.
Percy and Jason don't like each other?
No.
Well, he's the son of Zeus. And isn't he like some like blonde pretty boy kind of kid? Yeah, I thought so.
Like a blonde jock pretty boy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really, really cool. Like I could go on for
clearly
days.
I can tell. You know how I know that? Because you have gone on for a really long time already.
Dang. Okay.
Which is fine. I mean, it's good. I'm glad we got to talk about it. It's really, you got to really gush about something that you like a lot.
Uh-huh.
And the dogs are happy too.
Thank you, puppy. Thank you, dog.
So
enough about me. What about you? No, but I want to do one side note. Another thing that's coming to a series, HBO, is a Harry Potter TV series.
You were telling me about that earlier. Is that official?
It is official,
Okay.
and I think it's gonna be around the same time as Percy Jackson, or a little bit after. It's probably gonna be towards the end of 2022,
I don't.
or maybe 2023. I would have to
That's
look
on
that up.
HBO Max.
HBO, or yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
sure it's called HBO Max. Interesting.
yeah. But I mean, if I choose between Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, I would do Percy Jackson. Sorry, Harry Potter, but
Yeah, no, I mean, I prefer, I prefer Percy Jackson as well, personally.
mhm.
Even though Harry Potter shares the same birthday as me, and everything.
So there are no Harry Potter series in development at the studio
Okay.
or on the streaming platform Warner Brothers and HBO Max. The platform Warner Brothers and HBO Max said in a statement to Variety, through multiple sources, have confirmed that the project is in the very early stages.
Okay.
So it's basically like,
Probably like 23, 24 we'll probably see it.
mhm.
Yeah. Which, on that note, let's just take another moment to remember the fact that it is 2021.
It is.
2020 is no more. Actually, funny on that. They're thinking, I think, by like spring, mid to late spring, they should start like really putting vaccines out for everybody.
Yeah.
And then they're also thinking that at the end of summer this year, people will be pretty much good to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, very.
I'm ready to actually socialize with people out in public without wearing a mask.
It'll be really nice. It'll be really nice to
It
not
will.
have to. You can actually see people's faces.
The full face, the smile, all that kind of stuff.
It'll be a good thing. Well, okay, so like I've heard this from people. The thing is, when you smile, when people they actually smile. You smile with your eyes too. You don't just smile with your mouth. So, you can say that if someone's, you can still tell people are smile if they're smiling because you can see it in their eyes. But I don't know who does like every time they. Who like every single time that they smile. I don't know, but maybe I don't know. Whatever. The person that took our pictures yesterday told me that too. Actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've heard that from other people before too, but she
Okay.
had said that as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, I did have some other things to go over, but we are pretty much out of time now. And hey, man, I'm glad that you got to say how much you love this series.
Uh-huh.
And look, clearly you ignited a few different childhood book series I really liked growing up.
Mhm.
And I can't remember what that one book series was called. It was like the Adventures of something Carp.
So my thing is all these studios and all these businesses and studios that deal with obviously like films and movies, like they're always doing these reboots. Like to me, go back to the basics. Like find a book that has not been put into either a TV show or a movie series, and go back to doing that. Not like just go back to doing that, but like do some more of that. Go get books that have not been made into either TV. Like I said, like either TV series or movies. Like go get those books. And then make them into TV shows or movies, because there's only so much kind of things a person can take, and lately I've been kind of hearing a lot about all these reboots and all these remakes and all these reboots and remakes coming out. Like literally, it's like, again, like I said, go back to the basics. Go get a book. Go find a book that hasn't been made into a TV series or a movie, or multiple movies, and make it into a movie or TV show. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like people are like, oh man, I want something new. I want all these reboots. I want blah blah blah. Go back to making movies out of books.
Most people don't want reboots.
Making movies out of books.
Yeah, most people don't want reboots unless it's something that wasn't done well the first time. Most people want to leave things kind of as they are. And when I say most people, I mean like you and me, like not the studios, but most people, like average people, they want to just leave things as is, and be
like my thing, and they're really thinking about doing this. Like the one thing, like Back to the Future,
Yep.
all those movies, leave them. They were fantastic. Leave them how they are. They're thinking about doing a reboot with Robert Downey Jr. as the Doc and Tom Holland as freaking Marty McFly. And I'm like, don't
oh my god,
do it.
Well, okay,
It's such an iconic movie series.
Here's my take on that. First of all, and I love Back to the Future. It's my favorite movie. However, here's what I will say. First of all, if it's done right, I'm okay with the reboot. I encourage a reboot if it can be done right. However, and here another thing. Tom Holland has said in multiple interviews, like when he's playing Spider-Man, he's basically trying to be like if Marty McFly was Spider-Man. It's basically what he's trying to do. That's what he said in multiple interviews and stuff. Yeah, I'm really going for this like Marty McFly kind of thing. Okay, so maybe he can play the part of Marty McFly, or at least he clearly has some vested interest in doing so. So as much as I don't like his portrayal of Spider-Man, which it's not because of his performance, but because of the way they wrote his fucking character, I have ranted enough about that. It's
okay.
Oh my God. Anyway, I'm okay if with them doing a remake of Back to the Future and putting, if they want to have Tom as Marty McFly and have Robert Downey Jr. as Doc Brown, okay, fine. My hope is that they could continue from there, continue from the first three.
Oh, okay.
And actually have a fourth, and so on and so forth. Continue the story.
Back to the Future 20.
I mean, hey, I'm okay with it.
Gosh, I mean, there's like, hey, you want to go see Back to the Future 98? Yeah, like, what the hell's Back to the Future 98?
I think it meant it came out in 1998. I don't know, but I'm okay with them doing redoing the series for a more because the original Back to the Future came out in 1985. All right, it's 2021. A lot of the second Back to the Future movie, The Future, where they went to in the future, was 2015. Some of it was right, but a lot of the way things were in the future in that movie, not so much in reality.
No flying cars, but
damn, no flying cars.
But then, that'd be actually literally in retrospect, in reality, flying cars would be
dangerous. Yeah,
dangerous. Like,
you know what would be better than flying cars, which they are working on making? Self-driving cars.
I'm kind of fishy about that. Like, there's always some kink.
Yeah,
always some kink.
Well, I don't think that self-driving cars should be like.
Or to be getting too lazy to frickin' move our arms. Like,
I think,
what is this?
Well, I mean, the idea is that they would cut down on accidents and things like that, because if everyone's driving, roughly the same. But at that point, why not just have public transportation?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. I prefer.
But like I said, like, are we
or
really
streetcars like they did back in the day before automobiles took over?
Exactly. But like I'm saying, like, are we growing too lazy enough to literally move our hands?
I don't think things will ever get to the point of, say, WALL-E, which I do not like that movie. Largely because of that.
I don't know. I think that not in the near future, but in the far out future.
Far out, man.
It'll be somewhat like WALL-E. Where everyone will be so fudging fast.
I think
they can't take a.
You can. Shit.
They can't drop the deuce without.
I think I don't know. I don't think it would ever get that bad. I don't know. I think people. I don't know. I think people in general are better than that. I don't think people are whatever, because you couldn't get that lazy anyway. Where you're literally you would die. Yes, but also like you couldn't do that. You couldn't, because
even breathing would be like
that does happen actually to people that are like really overweight. Like in the chair that you're sitting or the couch I'm on right now. Like it would be hard. It could be hard to just get up. Like it would. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough being like really super overweight. Like
400 or 500 pounds, something like that. Like,
my 600-pound life.
oh, yo, those people are nasty.
Of course.
If they don't do anything, well, it's like they like being
Well,
a walrus.
I don't know if they like. I don't know if they like. Maybe they've just like accepted defeat on it or something.
Well, I've seen a couple episodes of that,
Mm-hmm.
and all the episodes I've seen of that, they'll just keep on eating, and people be like, "Hey, like, oh, let's go to the, let's go, let's get you."
Yeah, well,
and they're like, "No."
Yeah, well, they probably have some sort of like horrible food addiction or something at that point. Like I don't know, it's so complicated.
See, y'all need to
But
get on to The Biggest Loser.
They do, yeah.
They'll work
Get
you.
on to The Biggest Loser before you get on to my 600-pound life.
Yeah, they will work you good.
Yeah.
You'll become so good that you'll be obsessed with working out, and then you'll become anorexic.
Some people, that does happen to people. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you really gotta have like a balance.
Oh, yeah.
Of that and everything. So.
It's okay to have a fudge sundae.
Yeah, fudge sundae. Well, the thing is, like, with, body and stuff, like, my more important concern is that people are just healthy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people can have, like, some extra weight on them or something, but, like, as long as you're healthy and you're happy with who you are, like, you're pretty okay. But, I don't know, a lot of things that people tend to... that especially like really, because I don't know, like heavier, really like heavier set people, like fat people, they tend to, their feet will hurt just standing. They'll or walking. They'll like just a little bit. I mean, they'll it'll be a struggle to just get out of bed and like anything else. And plus, honestly, when you're that big, you can have a worse body odor too.
Oh,
like there's a lot of bad with
the body, man.
It's not a happy life. That's the thing. It's like people, some people want to put forth this thing and be like, oh yeah, well we should just accept people no matter like what their body type. And my thing is like, yes, but they're not happy.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with your life, if you're not having like a quality of life, what's the point in even living? Like, you want to help them get to a better place so they can actually enjoy life. Otherwise, they're just miserable. You're not going to tell me they're not miserable. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, just take care of yourself. That's the important thing, really.
Oh yeah.
Take care of yourself. Take care of each other as well.
Literally.
That's what I always tell you guys. Take care of each other. In fact, do you have anything else you want to say, Jordan? We're at that.
No, I'm good.
I imagine you are.
I literally drained all of my
talking ability.
Talking right now. Just focus on Percy Jackson.
That's it.
So,
that's all you need to focus on, bud.
And I will take the quiz again.
I'll take it at some point too. I'll let you know what I get. Anyway, so yeah, that's all for us. We will of course be having another episode next week.
Yes. Episode 20.
It will be episode 20. Man, our episodes can almost drink. They can vote now and enlist in the military.
That's right.
And now they can almost drink. Almost drink.
That's right.
Oh man, these episodes are getting older than us.
Well.
Just a couple more years and they'll surpass me. Anyway, though, yeah, that is all from us for today. So, as always, guys, if you like this, leave a like. If not, I hope you find something that you do like. But other than that, I think we're good to go. So,
yeah.
Seriously, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take care of the planet honestly, just take care of everything that you can. But especially yourself. You gotta take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. Anyway, on that sappy note, I think we're done. So, yeah.
Alright.
See you next time, guys. Later. Peace and love.
Adios.